hate politics.
I don't hate politics at all.
You don't vote.
Yeah, well, you know, I have what's the best way of putting this without
A hate for politics?
No, it's not a hate for politics. It's like, I don't remember a time when people were happy in this country, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I can't get off. When I feel like somebody is representing me and I look and say, okay, I'm voting for him because he's going to do something for me, really for me, then I'll vote. But if it's a question of like, well, I know I'm going to have a foot in my ass, who got the smallest feet? You know? I'm not with it.
So when
No, what size Perot got? Yeah, 'cause I know George Bush wears some 13 Triple E. You know, I'm not going all into that.
When you look at Clinton, Bush, and Perot, do you see anybody you have an interest in voting for?
Hey, man, I say my prayers, and I'm a spiritual person. And I'm going to let God settle all this craziness and all this.
But we can't all do that, Eddie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man. You know, that's what I'm doing. I think it's a higher power than all of it. I think it's a higher power than government. I think it's a higher power than all of those things. And I've been let down personally. You feel let down, and you feel like you're a victim. I've had all that stuff in my life, you know. And I'm down with that higher power. That's who I give my vote.
But isn't that kind of like being a slave on the plantation and just singing and saying, Lord will make a way?
How you figure?
Just sing. And like, Lord will make a way instead of whipping some ass or voting.
But what's that going to accomplish by whipping some ass and voting?
It will accomplish more than just praying. I think prayer must be accompanied by some kind of action.
Oh, but see, that's if you feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your best interest in hand.
That's why I'm going to vote, because I believe.
But have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt?
I'll just keep voting until I find somebody who has my interest in hand.
Wait now. But who's tripping then? If you just going down in the booth and pulling this lever, and I'm singing, who's tripping? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes and there's this and who knows what goes on, man?
I know, but when, okay.
Have nothing. Hey, Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. Any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. I'm not doing this. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. There are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things. I mean, read your Bible. Read your Bible. Read your Bible. I read Revelations. They ain't say nothing about, thou shalt rock the vote. rock thine right to vote.
I think that's satirically sound, but I really think you got to rethink that concept. Where were you doing the riots? You were out here, right?
I was watching the riots.
Yeah. When you watched that, what did you think?
I was angry, and I was confused, and frustrated. You feel frustrated, you know, because you feel like I don't know, man. I think the two greatest black minds ever, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You know. And those brothers passed away, and racism is as prevalent in society now as it's ever been. It's covert now. It's even worse because you don't even know who's who. And we've moved this far. And it's like it ain't like I'm on the plantation singing like we shall overcome, because it's not like I'm not on that tip. I'm not singing. It's like I know you have to do certain things to be successful in this system, and I know you have to go by the laws and follow all this stuff and work. You can be successful in this system, and turning over an apple cart ain't gonna get you nothing but shot by the powers that be. And people say, oh, he's down, and then you be dead. I'm here to make some movies and make people laugh, and God will handle all this madness. He will handle it all. I'm an artist.
We'll be right.
Bless the family. I just wanted to chime in real briefly on this topic because, as in the caption it said, this is a 33-year-old discussion that happened between Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy on the Arsenio Hall show. That is a topic that is still being discussed today in debates and in barbershops and whatnot, right? And the reason why I felt compelled to even say anything about this particular topic is because I was in a discussion like this probably a couple weeks ago, right? Where I was defending my position of why I'm not one to vote. I, like Eddie, have never seen it being a benefit for black people. It has never really done anything for black people, including the so-called Emancipation Proclamation. Even that in itself, it only shifted slavery from where the citizens couldn't have a slave to where slaves are now possessions of the governments and states. You'll see the term slavery is in there, where an individual only can be a slave if found guilty of a crime, right? Quote unquote, right? Even with that, politics or voting, that stuff has never really benefited us, right? Now, I've heard people say that on a local level, votes can affect, right? And if that's the case, that may be something that I lean towards. But in regards to like on a governmental level, like for politics, I mean, like for presidents and things like that, that has never benefited us. That has never, realistically, the only people it has benefited is the people who fund the campaign. And I'm talking about people like the Elon Musk, the, what's that guy name? Shoot, I can't remember his name. If you're not these kind of figures, like these multi-billionaire figures who really are funding these presidential elections, who are paying for these laws and things to be put in place, right? If you ain't amongst that party, then all that stuff is not even a benefit to you. We may get certain little remnants of benefits from it, but I'm saying our vote per se does not change or affect anything. Even knowing the fact that the electoral vote is the one that determines who is actually getting the vote. My point is this here. Eddie made some points. It has never helped. I agree. It has never done anything for us. I agree. It has never done nothing specifically to help and change the reality of black people here in America. But I also agree with Arsenio Hall when he said that prayer alone is not enough. I agree. Now you gotta put action behind prayer. Just praying and waiting ain't gonna get it. But that's really the only thing I agree with. Is prayer alone ain't gonna get it, but voting ain't gonna get it either. We have to do for self. Taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we gotta choose self. We gotta be who we are, who we was created to be, and do for self. Choose self and do for self. That's what we need. We have to do. And until we start doing for self, and then self, until we start doing that, make the changes that we need to make within self, and then make the change that we need to make for our people, for us, then we cannot look for anyone else to save us and do for us, because they are too busy saving themselves and doing for their people. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say about that. Peace and blessing.